Okay, well, I'm live and I'm nervous because I haven't done this in a while. Hey, bass girl. Hello, sweetie. I'm also making sure that this works okay. So bear with me because a lot of tech issues. Okay. Oh, that's so refreshing. Just a forewarning: the if the camera gives me issues, I may have to cut it short, but I do have some gems. Let me just say, by the way, this right here, this moment, doing this the proper way. I've been really anxious and nervous. Maxwell, I'm so glad to see you. By the way, bass girl, I just have to say again and again, I appreciate you. I adore you. You have been ride or die with me for so long, and I'm just so thankful, especially with all the insanity that's happened. But we're in the present, okay? And I want to do my best to focus, engage, and a white dragon. Good evening, my brother. You are a brother, right? Just making sure. Okay, see, I don't know my people. Millbilly, man, that's an OG of this channel. Didn't know me back in the Stuck in the Middle days, but okay. And here I go getting lost with the engagement, which I do love. There's no greater part of my day, aside from, breathing, than this and busting the bad guys. So where do I start? I've got some things. I've got some specific things that I'm doing my best to remember so I can present them to you. Oh snap, it's Mr. Seafowl. So let's showcase some of the VIPs. And let me give a little shout out to our old homeboy, Actions Not Distractions Justin, who will not be here with us today. I am not throwing any smoke or shade. But he did decide to make the video, the short, whatever the case. So I just wanted to express. Oh, and when I went to say hello, he didn't say hello back. This is the point I made when I was riding my bicycle and went live, and I lost that live. And it was this: I have made it very clear many times. I tell nobody to go and mess with that person that is giving me issues. Go and mess with somebody and then somehow have a delusion that I'm indebted to you. Okay, since Maxwell, since you asked, and this is something I feel should be explained to anybody that's curious, because he and somebody else that I don't want to find themselves, getting involved in drama. I hope everybody can live happily ever after, truly. But Justin, basically, when Josh from Stuck in the Middle, Stuck at Night, and the Nothing Funny Show was just doing his thing and existing after I had appeared there of my own volition. Okay, I made the decision to go there. I brought the negativity and the attention, and as a result, I'm always thankful for people that show me support, but at no point did I go and tell him to, hey, go ahead and harass Josh, leave comments under the episode and say things like, don't even bother watching this show. This show sucks. And please, for one, he got it very twisted because he showed me so much support for so long. He seems to have had this thought, and perhaps even still has this idea, that I am indebted to him because he defended me and said mean things to people that he felt were mean to me. I didn't ask for that. Hey, silly feathers. Global Watchman news. And man, I gotta say, it feels good to be back on the mic without the tech issues and not on the phone. There was a part of me that was just anxious. But anyway, so you look, no matter how you slice it, Stuck in the Middle, Stuck at Night, the Nothing Funny Show, Josh, he is a brother. Okay, I cannot control any decisions made by anybody on this planet. One of the biggest mistakes that anybody that gets on YouTube or any social media platform has in their head is, I can go ahead and control what other people on the internet do. You better get ready for the Wild West, son, anytime you come here. So he would leave depreciating negative comments on the channel that Josh and I spent years to build up naturally. I went so far as using my Facebook and tagging all my friends individually and asking them, please subscribe, please subscribe. So Justin thought this was a favor to me, and thusly he thought that I should be picking sides, which, if you think about it, is very much not what I've been about throughout, right? And look at the name, Stuck in the Middle. It was all about finding common ground or being in the middle and not having to pick sides. So he made it a war. And Josh teed off on him like I knew he would. Josh is a man that will use content. Life is content. That was like one of the first lines that Josh and I would preach and practice every day when we did that show for years, no matter how embarrassing, no matter what the content was or the actions in our lives, we shared it because that was the show. It was our lives and we bared all. So, with that being said, I don't wish any malice or ill will on Justin, but if he wants to play internet tough guy, he doesn't have my support on that endeavor. Moving on to bigger, better things, guys. I got a few things, and I don't know where to start. Let me see. I'll propose the question. Maybe I'll answer it myself, but there is a unique someone, a special someone who is they are a bit of a train wreck. I know something about train wrecks. This person that you're about to witness, that I'm going to open up with, and then I'm going to get into actual topics and clips, and even one thing where, and this was a part of the dialogue that was deleted when I went live riding my bicycle because I talked negatively about the name Ryan Upchurch. Because the last video I saw, I found his title to be misleading and highly anti Semitic, and the videos shared completely out of context. I found it immensely irresponsible. For one, I think I've been absolutely insanely irresponsible with this channel in the past. So him with 3.2 million subscribers making a title called Shadow Jews and then like going into sex trafficking. Look, man, we live in a dark world, and he's really gone like full speed ahead with Maui is just a breeding ground for sex traffickers, and oh, these are the words that are going to ensure the algorithm is not friendly with this video. But I have things to say about that, and I know I've been criticized for learning in real time. But aside from some topics, I will always enjoy learning with the people that join me right here, right now. Global Watchman, you're speaking the truth, okay? That's all I'm saying. I really wish he would take time to focus on his music, but hey, if he wants to go full Alex Jones, that's on him. So, let me show you guys, and I'm a little rusty here, but what does this button do? Okay. Guys, you're going to have no idea what you're looking at, okay? This is an individual who I have reached out to. Oh, look, let me show you in the chat, by the way. No, well, she's tried to reach out to me quite a few times. I have no personal beef. I just wish she would realize she has the power to end all of the pain and the drama. I believe there's an active court situation going on between her and people that I consider friend, people that I say are close to my heart. Cephals is somebody that has helped inspire me on my many journeys of sobriety. That man's a champion right now. He is just killing it with being sober, and I'm just on day 35 or 36, and I've found some of his content to help me. So, with that being said, this is the individual that is. I hate that. Just tell me if you consider this doxing, guys. And Seafells, I apologize, but it's very public, as you can see. I hope this is not perceived as me helping. Her title is, throwing names out there. You know, and so she has made a fundraiser, and I paused it right before she starts yelling at anybody that's watching, including this name right here. Uh, I hope this person doesn't choose to come after me, but it is what it is. This is a paid and hired troll that promised her that she would be able to raise $75,000 to destroy seafowls and people close to seafowls. I'm going to just hit play, and you guys make your own decision on if you think she's got a case or not. So this is how the trolls explain the game. By the way, if you want people to donate, they need a TLDR, too long don't read. They need to know what your case is and why they're donating. A lot of people are like me. They show up here with no idea of what's going on. And sorry again, Cash App is. She is complaining. Oh, I don't know how to use Cash App. I'm a boomer. I don't know how to use PayPal. And she just starts cursing and yelling at anybody that would be showing any support, including the man she hired. So let's get to it, shall we? Fair use, by the way.
Listen, Zelle Cash App is strictly US. Don't yell at me. I really want to help. Okay, fine. I don't make the rules. Fine. I don't want money from outside the US. I only want money from inside the US. Okay? I don't want money from fucking foreigners. Not, no offense to you. I want money from people who are in this fucking country terrorizing me and watching it happen and not fucking helping me. That's what I want. This is not a global problem. If you're outside of this country, donate your money to Gaza. If you're in this fucking United States of America, donate your fucking money to me. God.
That was really compelling. I can just feel everybody's pockets loosening. Did somebody's wallet just open up automatically? Hell, where's mine? I just hold on. I'm all in. Oh my god. Donate to Gaza or you? Well, make it rain, chick. Here you go. Okay, that was so convincing. You're a hero. That was compelling, thoughtful, emotional. You don't want money from foreigners. Wait, wait, wait. I got foreigners in my family, lady. Is that okay? Hold on, hold on. I got a fiver for you. I got another five, dude. That keep the gold coming. Okay. All right. That's all I'm good for. I'll let you pick that up later. Okay. So, interesting strategy. I'm only doing this person, human being. Well, you're putting everybody's name out there. Bonnie, please just, if I don't know if you've realized it, but if you just stop with this behavior, if you just stop, they will stop. I mean, they're not doing anything except trying to get people to be aware of what cyberbullying and stalking and doxing, which is where I draw the line, can do. That's all they're preaching. You just keep putting your feet in the mold, and you're fitting right into the caricature that they're saying watch out for, and absolutely, Bonnie. Like, no offense, but you're gonna take offense. You seem a bit unhinged and emotional, and take it from me, there are definitely times when I acknowledge for my own mental health, YouTube is not a good place for me. Okay? Taking as many breaks as I need, and I'm sure I'll take more in the future. I am a human being. I'm not always well. I think you need to evaluate that maybe it would be healthier. Like, I think they'd even be willing to talk it out. So, okay, anyway, let's see more if we dare. Look at that just befuddlement. Why am I not getting $75,000? Well, she's got 20 now on my tile. She's just watching in the chat now, which is filled with her hired troll. Stressful, I'm sure. And you could end it by just ending this behavior. Oh, poor handsome black Squidward. Listen, Zelle Cash App is strictly US. Don't yell at me. I really want to help. I don't make the rules.
I'm scared of these people.
Whoopsie. Okay. So unhinged is the word I used, and I'm not doing this to humiliate you. You have like 8 channels, and this is all of your content. You could be doing so much more, young lady. Honestly, truly, like, what a odd position to be in. And this is her content. She is now gonna go through her phone. She's gonna emotionally trigger herself, and it's sad. I actually started to feel really, really bad watching this because she starts to cry, and yeah, I'll just skip. But what's insane to me, like, this could truly end if you've been sent cease and desist. Just cease and desist. Life will move on. Here comes the crying, like.
List. If you get this message, it's 12:18. If you get this message on your 19.
And I don't want to, I take no pleasure watching somebody go
Maybe it's
through
money.
pain. I haven't seen this. Oh, she's opening up mail, hoping it's money. It's not. Yeah, $75,000.
On November 17th, I had been harassed by the person who now has the restraining order against me in fucking Washington State. You did not ensure there was coverage for your shift, nor did you report to work on November 19th because they were threatening me.
She lost her job because she alleges because of cyber stalkers. This is a case where the reality that's in between the the layers within our skull don't match up with the reality that honestly is on the outside, So here's the tale of woe.
Your supervisor called you to follow up on November 19th at 3:10 p.m. and again November 20th at 10:42 a.m. She left you voicemail messages which you did not return because I was scared to even touch that phone.
None of these
Your
people.
supervisor again called you on Monday, November 27th at 9:41 a.m. to discuss your status. You did not respond. You emailed someone in HR on November 29th and stated that you must request a leave of absence, but have not engaged in a conversation regarding that request despite being asked to do so because I was terrorized by these people. You did not appear for your supervision call on December 1st, 2023. You did not call.
Terrorizing is a result of her provoking, from what I've seen. There are things I haven't seen, but you don't throw a punch and just expect, nothing to happen as a counter.
In advance of the call to indicate that you would not be present because I was dealing with these fucking maniacs. You then failed to appear for your work schedule on Saturday, December 2nd and Sunday, December 3rd, and did not notify your supervisor that you would not be at work. On December 4th, I called you and left a voicemail messaging requested that you return my call. As of today, you still have not returned my call. Due to your lack of communication around your work schedule and failure to return over 4 calls and email messages by our leadership, we are assuming you have abandoned your position with this company. If this is not the case, please call me so that we can discuss options with regard to your employment. I lost my fucking job because of these fucking maniacs.
Well, on that note, accountability. Okay, you lost your job because of your poor judgment, the decisions that you made, and you have continued to go on the attack. I know the people that you are accusing, at least 2 of them, very well. They want this all to be over more than anything else. So I close this insanity out. And if you happen to watch this, and thank you for, saying you enjoyed my content, that's when you watched it. I hope you see this without seeing just pure red and just evaluate everything. There's so much more in your life that you can attach yourself to. This is just not it. So I'm sure that was interesting, guys. I'm gonna play some other clips, but let me see. So why are we sending her money? That's a good question. So apparently, the money is being allotted, and the request is $75,000 so that she can battle the very people she has provoked herself. She will say otherwise, that she didn't do any of the provoking, but I mean, I've seen enough. I'm sure the argument would be made from her that I haven't seen her side, but I mean, I had just watching the lives and the videos that she's made. It's very obvious that this could just end if she stopped harassing and making the kind of content and the doxing. That's where the line is. You cross that line, you're gonna lose sympathy from everybody. So okay, hey, taxi young lady. I will not call you by your full name, but good to see you. Eli made me lose my job because I didn't go to work or answer my boss. See, that's exactly points. And for any of the critiques, as I've received them in the past, for people that are like, oh, don't use your channel for this. Look, I appreciate that you care so much about how this channel is used or what I do, but the whole thing of, and I'm sorry if this is an asshole thing to say, it is my channel. I am going to make every bad decision that I want to and own up to it. So, moving on, I do have something else, and it's going to get a little semi-political. It depends what you consider political. Okay. Oh yeah, there's my face. Let's no strikes, no strikes. Fair use, fair use. Okay, but this right here. Oh no. I'm sorry. Before I get into that, this is funny. If anybody thinks it's just highly offensive, it is. This is the individual that speaks, and it's going to bounce from this to the other clip. He is not the most well-spoken individual. This man, not this one, but the one that's about to appear, is a mixed martial artist in the UFC, taking a lot of hits to the dome. Lacks some finesse for sure, but comes out swinging verbally when it comes to representing his beliefs and opinion. You're going to hear this. Maybe it's a simple question to some or a loaded one to others, but have a listen.
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay son, I would think I'd.
Oh, look, another. I'm saying the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and some would say.
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance
No,
to
are
interact with a more diverse?
are you? Let me know. Are you gay?
Can I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
An ally?
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like,
I do want to state, I don't agree with everything that is about to come out of this man's mouth or all of the things that he has said. I'm glad he's very passionate about what he is saying, but in terms of, I guess he's trying to shame the reporter, the white knight reporter, regarding what do you want a son that's gay or are you gay? Like if I had a son that turned out to be gay, I would certainly like to think that I would have nothing but love. I mean, I can't even pretend to know what the conversations would be like, and if I try to change their mind, but ultimately I just care if my son was happy and if that's truly what he turned out to be. But if I see any, manipulation, indoctrination, grooming, and that kind of crap, I'll have plenty more to say. And on that point, that will continue. So, remember, this fighter, he does not hold back, and it's going to sound pretty brutish.
You fucking, when he sees the bank accounts, like you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that you have no fucking backbone and has he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
That doesn't really answer the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what and will know what they stand for. Are you?
This guy's like, nah, this Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light.
Dramatic pause.
10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck.
All right, here's where I agree with him about, hey, two genders. Yes, we're not talking about the 0.0006% of hermaphrodites, born hermaphrodites. No, so this is where I agree with the indoctrination shit.
Fucking school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy?
Chat, let me know. I can't see the chat right now. Do you think this guy went too hard, too vicious, or, literal fuck around find out moment here? He's a fighter. He doesn't hold back, and you can tell when it comes to opinions and his beliefs. He'll fight with that too.
Me to our world, it's that motherfucker right there asking me stupid fucking questions.
By the way, this is two things. wears his heart in his sleeves and tells it as, I mean, obviously not the smartest guy in the world, but you know what I respect out of this whole thing too? Have you heard anything from Dana or anybody? The beauty about the UFC is say what you want to say. You stand on your own 2 feet. You say what
They go on to make some valid points about how you won't hear statements like that from the NFL, the NHL, none of the major league mainstream sports, so to speak, would even dare have one of their athletes say something so uncensored and raw. So as rough as it sounded, I do believe that the UFC has become a very important staple in our world to be able to have extreme dialogue like that. Because, I mean, look, right or wrong, believe it or not, agree or disagree, that's going to cause some conversation around the dinner table. And, at least that's the little fire that'll be the ignition for, as I said, more polished conversation to occur. And hopefully something positive happens after that. I felt some hatred in there, especially at the beginning, but I more than anything else look forward to seeing any comments, opinions about the dialogue and the words that you guys heard in the clip that I just played. And this is from Valuetainment. I definitely have a knack for saying things wrong. That's okay with me. But no, that's Valuetainment all the way. Let me check you guys out, and I got something else. Big Matt, yo man, it's good to see you, bro. Keep the peels. What's up? All right, so go woke, go broke. That I think has been absolutely discovered to be true at this point. I'm hearing Disney and Marvel are finally acknowledging all the damage that they've done to their own brand, and they're going to revamp a bunch of stuff, giving creative control back to certain people. I am curious enough to want to see this show Echo. I did watch some of the first episode, and I'm not seeing too much of the woke innuendo. That maybe if somebody sensitive enough saw it and thinks a woman that's kicking ass is a girl power thing and it's too cringe, I think that's a that person problem kind of an issue and ordeal. Now, what I do have next is what I alluded to earlier. Okay, the name I don't like to say. First off, the clip that Ryan Upchurch played of the truck and the little child hands that were sticking out with the context shared instead of just, wildly connecting the dots. That was a Christian polygamist cult, that was an evil cult, okay? And we should not demonize, obviously, Christians for us one cult being under the tenant of Christianity. So the next clip that was played was this, and it's weird to me still. This is the one, despite the criticisms and the feedback I see about Eli, you shouldn't play things that you don't research first. No, I do like to learn in real time with my audience. I consider it an honor to learn together. It's one of the few beautiful things that we can still have. We can have nice things. So let me show you guys. This, I only watched 10 seconds of this. This is the first time I've looked into the full explanation. Why the hell? And any theories, any opinions, any comments, any facts regarding this synagogue with the underground tunnels, please feel free to enlighten me and share with me what you have to say. I am completely confused about it. Some of the commentary I've seen from the actual synagogue itself and the elders, it is still confusing. Confusion this day and age in our political landscape, in our massive distrust, which it's easy to take advantage of. And I look again, I'll say this one more time. If Ryan Upchurch really has a passion into like taking an Alex Jones route, I hope he does his due diligence and doesn't just wildly accuse people of stuff as he has done. And there's a lot of people going after his account as a result. And we all know who I went after when I first started. it is what it is. Water under the bridge. I actually got to appear on a panel before he did. But moving on, let's see this explanation and if it makes any more sense. I do like to read some of the first comments, though, and this adds to the curiosity, to the what the hell is really going on. They sealed it up so fast before a proper investigation could take place because they don't want the true purpose of the tunnel to be revealed. I think you'll find the majority of Americans this day and age that are using the internet probably think along the same lines here. I don't know what to believe. So let's see. This is a local 4 New York. I remember Channel 4 in New York. This is the explanation.
About the secret tunnel built under a famous synagogue in Brooklyn. A 60-foot tunnel was found right underneath the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights. That tunnel was shut down. It was filled with cement. But before all that, a brawl broke out this week. People got arrested when police showed up to seal off the tunnel. As for why the tunnel was built in the first place, that is still being pieced together. News 4's Andrew Siff live on Eastern Parkway now, where there are safety concerns also for other buildings in that area, Andrew.
Right, Adam. Although we've learned in the last hour or so from the city buildings department that they have successfully shored up all but one address adjacent to this synagogue. One building, 304 Kingston Avenue around.
Can we get like complete public knowledge as to where these tunnels were connecting? How far? I mean, it should, appropriately so. It's generated a lot of curiosity. When America shows that it's curious enough about something, I think we are owed answers. You know, we're American citizens. There's too much fuckery afoot to not get answers this day and age. Jesus, we're still waiting for a full unredacted flight log list. Is that accurate or no? So
Around the corner does still have a vacate order because of fire safety concerns. But as you indicated, the controversial tunnel that the buildings department discovered has been sealed and filled with cement.
it's fast. 4 days.
Start with a famous address, 770 Eastern Parkway, headquarters of the Orthodox Jewish Chabad Lubavitch organization.
This is understandably the most recognizable Jewish building in the world.
Now add in a famous religious leader, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson. He died in 1994, but remains such a powerful symbol that a group of students here seemed convinced the late Rebbe had commanded them to expand the basement synagogue, subject of a decades-long real estate dispute.
They actively knocked down the wall separating the synagogue with a nearby basement, and that's what got all over the news.
The result, a makeshift tunnel that you may have seen on social media this week. It also got the attention of the city's Department of Buildings and led to several arrests for criminal mischief and reckless endangerment. The DOB found the passage 60 feet long by 8 feet wide by 5 feet tall, had no approval or permits, had inadequate shoring, which risked the stability of neighboring buildings, so vacate orders were issued.
So what was the purpose? Why was it there? I mean, at first my speculation would be like, okay, I understand, the Jewish people and the history of being attacked, victims. Was it a place for safety? But that's not at all what's been in any of the explanations. So I'm just left with curiosity. I'm not going to make baseless claims, but I surely am curious.
And cement trucks showed up over the past 24 hours to plug the passageway, preventing anyone from getting trapped down there.
All of the buildings that needed to be.
We really couldn't just have the investigation. Look, I wear the Star of David, and I'm going to say that such urgency to fill it up is a bad look, and it's going to just make people more curious and feel more untrustworthy about this entire strange scenario. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot of information here, but from this was the first result I got. I feel no answers, no permits were used. Well, it sounds like this was obviously intended to be done in secret.
Be shored up, are in the process of being shored up.
City Council member Crystal Hudson said local religious leaders acted responsibly.
The Chabad Lubavitch leadership and building management were actually the ones who called the police.
She and others also condemned online.
Wait. Okay, so is she saying that the leadership of the synagogue are the ones that called the police, which would be a strange move if this had any sort of, whatever, nefarious intent? So confusing. I have nothing but questions.
Anti-Semitic hatred that spread quickly when images of the tunnel went viral.
It's completely a question of real estate and who controls the property. The word tunnel, because of what's going on in the Middle East, has been associated with large complexes that span entire cities.
I think oftentimes when you have a story like this that goes viral on social media and the internet, you get all sorts of tropes and stereotypes, and I think that's exactly what we saw.
And trolls.
As for how long this underground tunnel had been here, the buildings department said they're not sure what it had been used for, essentially connecting to the basement of 4 other adjacent structures. And that's why
What structures? Just houses or something?
initially the vacate order and the stop work order was on 4 other buildings. As we said, it's now just one building which remains closed because of fire safety concerns. We're live in Crown Heights. Andrew Siff.
That's it? I gotta be honest, I did expect a bit more. This was the search I did 1 week ago. This was the freshest thing. 4 days ago, 8 days ago. Here's some. All right, let me go to news instead of the videos. 1 week ago. So, okay, what were the riots for? Cops clash with dozens of Orthodox men in synagogue as riot breaks out over secret underground tunnel. Nothing more has been reported, apparently. Perhaps I could have done the search a little more, I don't know, worded it differently, but I don't feel any more answers there. I think they started at the beginning of COVID-19. I mean, that is something that would make sense to me, but okay, I'm okay with not having a full understanding of what the hell that was. They are claiming that they dug the tunnels during. I have no qualms about saying COVID, and that it was. I'm confident enough to say the people in power were definitely doing some sort of test to see how many liberties they could just strip away from the American people. Yes, COVID was real, but the response to it was even more real in terms of the damage it did to us and the whole making essential work. Yeah, no, we've been down this one many, many times, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. We know my immense distrust. Zanzin, good to see you, man. Good to have you here. They had to have been working on that for a while. That's what I'm saying, right? And did they not just do a little shout out of a leader from how far back? I'm gonna have to watch that again. Let me see, Maxwell. I love his feedback. One of the structures was the Jewish Children's Museum. Oh, okay, where they project images of missing kids. That's where that one popped out of the sewer gate under airports too. Zanzin disagreeing with it being because of COVID. I mean, to me, that could be the most convenient explanation this day and age. I mean, I can't just discredit it though. If it was at that time when fear was at its fever pitch, the Jewish community is renowned for protecting their own at any cost because of, can I say, our history? I mean, I'm not of the blood, but it's in my family, yada yada. Jubian Prince, don't forget it. So yeah, I'm confused, but I'm looking forward to a dialogue and learning more. And why? Why didn't we have a thorough investigation? It doesn't make sense. If you find something curious, we have the resources, we have the country's attention. Why could we not just go and search and find and dig up every possible answer that we could? So confused I am. I clicked off, so I can't see you guys briefly. I do have a gem for you. Another one that I wanted to play. I'm so glad I got you guys here. All right, so just a moment, I assure you. So this one I want to dedicate to Liberal Larry. my buddy Liberal Larry. If thank you for subscribing, or just, I don't know, waiting till I go live when you randomly look around. That's a lot of effort, being that I don't go live very often. But okay, this here, I don't know. It's controversial because of the nature of the dialogue, and it's a shame that true things that are said, factoids, are controversial. The truth shouldn't be controversial, in my opinion. I mean, there's hard truths. There's things that we don't want to accept, but this right here, I'll read. Damn it, man! I do want to avoid this notion of me being such a diehard Trumper. By the way, congratulations to Trump for winning the Iowa caucus. I just want him to be able to run his race. That's all. And yes, I no longer have concerns about anybody regarding the opinions I share. Okay, Vivek. I don't think Vivek is a plant. It has been shared with me. It has been emailed to me from supporters. Thank you for your support. Thank you for engaging in dialogue. I don't think Vivek's a plant. I think he is an interesting, intelligent individual doing the rounds. I'm also curious about RFK since he's gone independent. I haven't seen him around, but here, let me make sure that you guys can see what I see. You can't just yet, so let's do this right. Check it out. Yeah, big shout out to Liberal Larry and Casey. Well, anyway, Seafowls. I don't know who that Casey is. I know it was you that built the tunnel, okay? I opened the closet, and when I moved Hunter Biden's body from the crack pipe that was below him, I saw the tunnel that you built, and it's adjacent to that one in New York. You're very slick, Casey. You and that Carney something that rhymes with army. You guys are slick. I'm on to you. Okay, Bonnie, that was a joke. That was sarcasm. And remember, I support peace, make love, not war. Just nobody needs to be making love in my general vicinity or near me. I'm not looking for that action right now. Okay, so here is a treat. Silly Feathers, so glad you're here too. Okay, boom. Let's go.
What prompted you to make that video?
Well, really, I made that video to prove anti-white ivory tower professors like the one in your studio wrong. I mean, this video and the others that I've made like it with Native Americans, with Mexicans, with the Chinese you just watched are irrefutable.
Did he just say Native Americans and Mexicans? Oh my God, somebody cancel this man. You can't just say it plain like that. You have to say something that just sounds more fluffy and friendly. Native American identifying person or persons. It's a Z, they, them, zer.
Irrefutable evidence that people like that.
Can't just say Mexicans either. It's crazy talk. You gotta say something like the guys that own food trucks. Now I can make that joke. Colombian.
Professor are exactly wrong on cultural appropriation. And if we want to go back and we want to talk about the hairstyles and things, just bringing this up, I mean, I've seen people get offended by braids and say, oh, you know, braids are a black people thing and white people can't wear braids. It's called a Dutch braid. It was from back in Nordic times, the old Nordic times, with white people, with Vikings would wear braids, yet people want to come and claim that it's some part of their culture now. No, you can't claim that something is just a part of your culture either. It's for people to share and celebrate and use so you can actually have a society that is cohesive and works together as a melting pot, not all these different groups that can't work together.
You see the new gears turning in some of the audience members' brains there. Like, no shade being thrown. They're like, oh shit, you know. I think the professor this individual is talking about, that's in the studio that you're seeing glimpses of, there are people that get so high up on their high horse, they become inadvertently gatekeepers of things that they deem to be, this is from my culture, our culture, and nobody else can have it. Nobody else can enjoy it unless they admit to appropriation and vilify themselves. The guy's got a point about the whole Nordic braid thing.
Because everyone's so offended. The only people who are actually offended by cultural appropriation don't really have anything else of meaning going on in their lives, it seems.
Yeah.
Well, that's rich.
Yeah. You say people who get
all those degrees, and the professor just had a giggle fit as a response. That's rich. Sick burn, bro.
Offended by cultural appropriation are people mostly not from that culture. Has that been your experience, whatever the culture was?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, one of the most important videos that I ever did with PragerU is when I went to the Navajo Indian Reservation in Window Rock, Arizona. And all of these Navajos that I talked to didn't want other people to get offended for them on their behalf. They wanted to feel responsible for their own culture. They
Did you hear that? Actions, not distractions. Let me play that one part real quick.
didn't want other people to get offended for them on their behalf.
That sounded pretty cut, clear, and dry, buddy. So don't understand your beef. I'm sorry I didn't get mad at people that you got mad at. So anyway,
They wanted to feel responsible for their own culture. They didn't want someone coming in, for lack of a better word, white knighting them and saying, hey, we need to come here and save you. You know, all these people wearing headdresses and things or a feather in their hair, we need to come and save you. They didn't want that. They wanted people to come and say Geronimo. They wanted planes named the Apache helicopter. They wanted the Washington Redskins as their sports team to celebrate their culture. They didn't want other people getting offended on.
holy crap, I see people nodding like, yo, man, this dude's spitting hot fire. And did you see the shocked face through this blurry-ass resolution here? It looks like graphics from the Atari, just a little bit better. The professor was like, oh my god, no, he didn't. I think deep in his brain or heart, either or, he knows what this man is saying is true.
Their behalf.
Yeah.
It's a thing created by.
Yeah. But you later added, it isn't.
Get ready. This is just fun. I remember the time where I used to blindly hate on Candace Owens, and I still, I'll say this for fairness. My biggest gripe back in the day when I was like Liberal Larry, I was like, but she used the NAACP to sue a school for discrimination, and now she's all, puffing her chest against doing such things, or against the AA and BC. Oh, Jesus. I said it right the first time. That's all that counts. But I digress. Here we are in the present. And, well, she pwns this young lady. And it's going to get awkward. And it's going to get awesome.
Conservatives that are chasing people down in offices and restaurants. It isn't conservatives that have weaponized sexual assault as a means to political gain. I stand by my opinion that when it comes to political violence, the left is the likely culprit.
That's correct. So we've seen that.
So you think that it was the left or Democrats who sent
well,
these pipe bombs?
I think we're all entitled to have an opinion. We don't have any facts surrounding this, and Twitter is a venue where you're allowed to express your opinions and beliefs. And
but just to be clear, so that's not based on any facts. That's just
of course
your
it couldn't possibly be based on facts. We don't have any evidence other than the fact that they're investigating it. But
I'll cover Candace's.
I do want to finish this by just saying that. It is my belief, when you take a look at the conversation, the things that have gone on and the increasing violence that's gone on, it has purely been a leftist tactic to stall things, delay the administration, and to fearmonger. So as a matter of opinion, I do believe that when we get to the resolution, the bottom of this, and we do have facts, we're going to say that this is orchestrated by the left, but by no means is that opinion rooted in any proof, because we don't have anything yet.
I could certainly point to Charlottesville. I could point to other acts that happen. I could point to Dylan Roof. I mean, there's certainly acts of violence that have come from
But do you see how far back you have to go to do that?
Charlottesville?
Yeah, that's literally starting at the beginning of his administration. Look at all of the things that have gone on.
I don't want to have this debate because ugliness could.
Oh, okay. So the show host is now dictating, even though she opened up the can of worms and the guests are here. Now she's dictating what debate she wants to have, the ones that can and cannot happen. Doesn't work that way, sweetheart, and it's gonna understandably blow up in her face and become just comedy gold.
Can come from both sides.
No, I'm just saying that you brought it up.
I do want to ask you though.
Just answering the question.
I mean, you've got a big platform.
I do.
Right, and you have a powerful voice.
Thank you.
And kudos to you for creating that.
Thank you.
How do you view the responsibility that comes with that?
I view the responsibility of just being a person that maintains my ability to have an opinion, that I express an opinion, and no means that I say that I have just found the facts and this is related.
Yeah.
And I always reserve the right.
There's 0% chance.
Yeah. I said I'm going to go out and say that there is a 0% chance that this was sent by conservatives. I find all the things that are going on, the caravan of illegals, the packages that are being sent, Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation.
And just to clarify, you think the caravan too was organized by Democrats?
I find it to be incredibly suspicious timing, so that they are meant to get to the border on the day of the election. Again, this is not rooted in facts, but you do have to understand I am very much entitled to my opinion, and Twitter is my platform.
Candace, I have one more.
Just one more
wait,
here,
no,
because
you
I
can't let it go.
wanted
Not
to
like
get to know you before you came on.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested in your perspective because I
sure.
think you're a fascinating person.
Thank you.
There was another tweet that said the Democratic Party is comprised of racist white liberals.
That is correct.
Am I a racist white liberal?
Well, let's go back. And let's say, I will say this, that many people in the party are not aware of their own racism. Let's go back to an early part of this conversation where you said to me, are you concerned about the color in the White House? Why would you ask me that question?
Because you speak about black.
Is Larry in the house? Liberal Larry, paging Liberal Larry. This is for you.
Issues.
No, but why would you ask me? But let's get to really the nucleus of this. Why did you ask me that question today?
Because I'm
why did you feel that I needed to be
perspective.
concerned about that?
Because you're bringing a whole group of young African American leaders to the White House.
Okay, so this is something that I talk about often, is that in many ways, white liberals don't realize that you put on that the racism and the conversations that we have.
So you're saying I'm a racist.
You haven't let me finish my statement. You keep cutting me off.
Go ahead.
Okay. The emphasis that you place is always on having a discussion about race. Okay. You guys are insistent on having a conversation about race and telling us that we should see and implying that we should see race everywhere. And I don't agree with that. If you don't look at me according to the color of my skin, you would simply ask me how I thought that Trump was doing as a president. But instead, you try to drum up a conversation that's surrounded by race by asking me, are there enough black people in the White
You're bringing a whole
House?
group of young black leaders to
You
the
see
White House.
color,
So
I
clearly
don't.
That's something that's important to you.
But why are you talking
But
about?
then why make it that you're going to bring young black leaders to the White House? I mean, this is sort of absurd.
Because the media, as in the
These
whole.
This is going downhill fast for our little liberal host.
This is absurd. You're bringing this group to the White House.
It's not absurd. I'm making perfect sense.
But
You're
I
just
just
not
want
following
to
the
be clear.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear.
I'm trying to be extremely clear with you.
I know.
Bringing the black conservatives to the White House.
Me as a racist white
I think
liberal.
that you're not a.
Triggered.
First off, you put those words in my mouth and you keep saying it. So I'm not. I said that the Democrat Party is comprised of racist white liberals. Is every person in the party racist?
And if she takes it so personally, I suppose if the shoe fits, lady.
No, but you're not aware of the fact that you put these racist tones out into the media. This is why we have to bring the black conservatives to the president, because you create a narrative when you're on TV like you did today.
Are you comfortable with the fact I'm going to have you on radio later because I have questions for you as well, but we actually have to get out of the segment now.
Do you think that language is helpful, though? I mean, just in terms of the nation.
The other host is begging. Let's move on. Commercial weather lady. We don't have a weather lady. Just watch cartoons, guys.
Well, I could ask you, do you think it's helpful to ask me just because I'm a black woman if I'm comfortable with the amount of color that's on the administration? Do you think that that's helpful?
I think it's helpful and interesting to know your perspective.
It's not. It's you just trying to create an undertone that Donald Trump is racist, and it's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
That to me is the reason why.
Listen, no.
I just want to finish. Did you say I was a racist?
I just want to say,
you're looking at me on the basis of my skin color and making a bunch of, and making a bunch of deductions. I did not.
You all hear that defeated sigh in the background. Refreshing.
I already said that. You can run the tape back.
I want to say, look, here's what I want to say.
You quoted a tweet and then you made it about me.
I appreciate.
So you were not added, but you were not added in that tweet. So do not.
You quoted an entire tweet available to, I don't know, maybe 30 million people, and made it about you. Completely slayed, lady. Slayed.
So that I called you that because that's dishonest, and we are on TV, so you can run
racist.
Okay, so I did not call you racist. You're using the typical leftist tactic of trying to make yourself a victim, which is not what I want.
No, but we're actually well beyond time.
Well, she's making herself a victim and pretending that I came here and called her racist. So this is a typical leftist tactic.
That we not demonize our opponents.
And I think it's important that you not demonize my president.
And one thing that I try very hard to do is to criticize the policies and criticize people who are in positions of power.
I'm not sure how you were doing that by pointing out the color in the administration.
But not to criticize the people who support the president.
You literally spoke
That's something I try very hard to do.
But you're not doing a very good job of it.
And I think it's really important.
I think it's really important that you be aware that just because I'm a black woman, you don't need to ask me a question as basic enough as saying how much color is in the administration.
To demonize our fellow Americans?
I think what's problematic is that you are creating a simulation that is dishonest, that is accusing our president of being racist based off of the color of the people that are in the. That's exactly what you asked me a question. That's what you implied.
The host is trying to control the narrative and the dialogue, the back and forth. It's just insane. She's trying to encapsulate it all into a bubble and say, this is mine and this is how it's perceived. So the rest of America and everybody watching should perceive it as I do. And this guy's just about had it.
I actually really appreciate you two coming in very much, and I look forward to getting to ask you some questions of my own at some point later on.
Wait. Anybody want to put $5 on if she says, let me finish?
And we're going to have to end the segment there. But thank you, and good luck at the White House today, and thank you for bringing me.
Okay. All right. Neat. Let me see. Based on what I see here. Okay. I was gonna show. Hey, Rebuildable Ryan. I want to say shout out to you. Thank you. I remember from way back when I saw the comment that you've left. So you were watching from when I was covering the Sacklers, man, and thank you for that. Let me see. If what Trump did was legal, can't Biden do the same thing? If he loses, is January 6th going to be the new election day? I don't completely follow. If what it, I don't know. See, I missed the whole dialogue there, but you're gonna have to convince me what was illegal that Trump did that hasn't been done by, say, Biden. And January 6th to me is by zero means worse than 9/11 or by far the worst day in American history. And it's not worse than Pearl Harbor. It's not another Pearl Harbor. It's not even comparable. It was, and it is to me, just this is why I live streamed it in real time as it happened. Even before I was a Trump supporter, I streamed that because I was celebrating that I was finally seeing people take action. I didn't want it to go where it did, but what do we know that are the facts now? They're tired, but they're still true. 32 to 42 FBI plants, okay, and the false media narrative of, oh, all these officers took their own lives after the fact. How can you conflate that into somehow their lives being taken the day of? The only life taken was Ashley Babbitt's, who was pew-pewed and ended unalived by one of the people working there. And remember, didn't everybody radio for help? Wasn't it turned down by the powers that be? And Trump had his presidential power to take the documents he did, just like Biden has taken any and every document he has. He's got more dirt in his family with his son than Trump himself. And you know what's hella crazy? Even with the Epstein flight logs being released, they ain't got shit on Trump. And y'all were so confident about that too. Yes, they were friends, but Trump did. And I was always like, I don't like that he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. I hated that. I asked questions about it. But looking at everything we have available, Trump kicked Epstein's ass out of the hotel that they had in Florida. If I have that, yeah, Mar-a-Lago. Hope I got that right. It's been some time, but the demon that y'all have hoped so hard would be the demon or the devil has proven time and time again with actual research not to be the bad guy that the media wants him so bad to be. So you won't vote for him, which is why I'm still invested and hoping he gets his legitimate right to run. And he won in a fucking landslide in Iowa. Again, look, I'm looking forward to Vivek, RFK, and Trump. Okay, I'm not just a diehard Trumper, but the dude earned my respect because I hated him. I was taught to hate him. And the more research I did, the less reason I found. Hey, good to see you, by the way. Tennessee Ridge runner. Okay. I think there was another little something. Oh, yeah. I wanted to show you guys a skit, actually. And since I'm not monetizing, I think we can all enjoy this. This one's quick. I think we'll close with comedy. Awaken with JP. If you guys aren't familiar, you're missing a lot of just awesome comedy. If I can't find this video that was made quickly, it's a time traveler from 1992. Oh, I found the clip, but where's the full video? 3 weeks ago, 3 years ago. Okay, shorts? No. Pardon me, excuse me. I'm looking in real time here. how to be the best victim in 2024. Just like that woman we saw hosting that debate, trying so hard to say, you made a tweet to 30 million people, and that means you specifically called me a racist. Okay, I guess there's just the short here. Let me see.
How do you feel about racial discrimination? Well, I'd like to make George. How do you feel about racial discrimination?
Well, obviously, as a Democrat, I think it's wrong. No one should ever be discriminated against for their race.
So, this is the time traveler from 1992, learning that the parties have flipped.
So, would you agree that promoting policies that give some people opportunities based on the color of their skin while withholding opportunities from other people based on the color of their skin is wrong?
Of course it's wrong. Above all else, that's why I'll never be a Republican. Those discriminating bastards can eat my shorts.
I think you're a conservative, dude.
Yeah,
Let me check, by the way. Okay, you guys can see.
probably conservative.
It's good to come out of the closet.
But it's so weird. Like I haven't changed at all personally, but now my political affiliation is the complete opposite. I don't understand. It's so confusing. I mean, I appear here in the future and I learn that my group has become exactly what my group despises, all because I hit play on my favorite Nirvana album.
Oh, do you know what happened to Kurt Cobain yet? How do you feel, George?
Okay, I saw one more,
When
by
you're
the way.
George,
Hold on, sorry.
1992. Now that was a good year. Vanilla Ice. Am I right?
Oh man, I love him. Ice, ice, baby. And you can tell with his talent, that's probably going to be the first of many hits.
Yeah, I bet. So what are you into, man?
Oh man, I'm into a lot of stuff. I love rollerblading, hacky sacks, Game Boy Color, the Seattle Supersonics, and I'm super into politics.
Dude, I love all those things too. Except instead of rollerblading, I'm into what's called pickleball. It's our modern day version of rollerblading. It's like a cross between tennis and being gay. It's pretty cool. But politics, you a Democrat or a Republican?
Oh, I'm a Democrat through and through, home skillet. I just hate how the conservative right is always trying to get us into war. I'm very anti-war.
I don't think you're a Democrat. 1992. Now that.
Yeah, this is a great channel.
When you're
and
gathering with.
that's enough of that. Couldn't recommend it more. And with that, let me see the chat. Okay, I stand in support of Texas and Governor Abbott. Speaking of Texas, there is this superhero that's trying to pass legislation to correct and make better, truly, like the Baker Act process, and making sure that there's more follow-up and making sure these people get help instead of just being recycled into the prison complex. I was going to say military industrial complex, but yeah, I mean, I got to get the guy's name. I got to play the whole video. My father was kind enough to share with me that it took this mother whose son was in a prison and he had a work detail. Now, this guy was known for being extremely depressed and a fascination, an obsession with self-unaliving. So what do these prison officials do in this? I don't know if it was a workshop. They gave him a chainsaw. This guy unalived himself with a freaking chainsaw. So as a result, his courageous mother and this superhero in Texas is doing his damnedest to get legislation to just get the process to be that much better. And I'm relieved to say, for a damn change, that it's bipartisanly supported. They are not fighting. This is, I mean, hallelujah. This is the first time I've seen without, bickering from the House and the Senate. They are absolutely both 100% of the understanding that this needs to be passed for the good of mankind and to be just more sensitive to mental health. And next time I do want to talk about when I go live again. And thank you for being here for this and helping me feel comfortable getting back into the swing of things. I was really, I just grew this unnatural sense of anxiety and was getting too used to using the phone But now I'm back and I want to keep doing this more and more. And please, guys, let me know, because I'm gonna have these next panel lives occurring. I have the weekend off, which is that's a change, Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be free after 10 p.m. Josh will be here. I didn't say that in the community post. And Maxwell, you've just please, now that you're here, Maxwell, see you that point right there. I would love nothing more than to have a dialogue with you about your opinions and well, just everything, man. I've come to respect you, and you're a super intelligent individual. So please email the progressivepatriot44@gmail.com and send me, if you're comfortable, of course, send me your phone number so we can finally, after all these months and months and months, one full year of me procrastinating and being a shitty host and friend, I want to be able to felicitate you joining a panel. Sincerely, my man. Okay, let me see one more little fallout comment. So the best Republican Americans have is who? Diaper Don, and want rematch with the man that beat him before being exposed. No. First off, are you talking about Biden? Biden should have never gotten to where he's at. Period. Okay, I distrust the entire system. That's okay, Maxwell. Just please email me. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Trump is still a force to be reckoned with. Look at all he's accomplished, despite the massive conglomerate shadow cabal, and that's a quote from Time Magazine, effort to make everybody hate him. And despite that energy, he is still winning by landslides. I know he is not the youngest spring chicken available. Trust me. I told you I'm interested in other options. I am truly RFK and Vivek until Maxwell schools me a little bit. But Trump his actions have spoken for themselves. I hate that I sound like a diehard Trumper, but my biggest concern is that he just has the freedom, as he has earned, to run. That's all. And I stand in solidarity with the accomplishments he has had. And every witch hunt that has turned up nothing should make everybody feel ashamed that was a part of that, rooting for it, rooting for our tax dollars to be siphoned for what? A proxy witch hunt. Nothing bore any fruit. It was it was what really made us the laughing stock. I miss mean tweets. Look at all the shit that's happening now. Give me the good old-fashioned confefe days any day. Yes, Trump is the better out of the two. With that being said, I appreciate y'all more than you'll ever know. Thank you for being here, because yes, I was anxious. And I do want to have a bit of a live about anxiety, because even though I've come a long way, it's something I've learned you never quite conquer, but you do learn to cope. With that, live, love, be safe, and good night, guys. Thank you so very much yet again.